No.
Okay, yeah.
Ahora
You're
sí.
good.
Yeah, so now it's recording. When you're done, hit the stop, the oval,
Okay.
the stop. And then we'll go.
So I can start.
Yes.
Okay. Since my first years of middle school, I always dreamed to come to a university in the United States. As a consequence, I studied very hard, work every day, and learn English. Last year, I decided to apply to come to Bradley. And guess what? I made it. I remember that day. I received that mail from Miss Patricia Bauer. She told me I was accepted, and I couldn't believe it. I say, thanks God for this opportunity, and began to call my family to tell us the great announcement. Then I was very excited because I finished my high school in December of 2010 as a valedictorian, and I was so happy because I was coming to the US in 2011. In that time, I decided to come to Chicago in order to improve my English and also come to Bradley University for the first time. But the day I came here, my life changed. I remember that day. I was in my house and my parents were very quiet. My little two brothers, Carlos and Jesus, and also my little sister, Nora, were asking questions like why I was leaving home or where I was going with all that huge luggage. They were too little to understand, but what I told them was I was coming here in order to become an engineer, and when I graduate, I'll come for them. We went to the car, and they still were very quiet, my parents. When we arrived to the airport, they went with me to the immigration line and to wish me a safe trip. I gave a hug and a kiss to them and began to walk. And the only thing that was on my mind was that my flight didn't have a return date. So that night, I arrived to Chicago, and it was even more emotional than it was in the morning. I mean, I was so happy because finally I was here in the US to start my way to become an engineer. But also so sad because I miss my family. In that time, I was amazed by the city, Chicago, the skyscrapers. I feel like I was in a movie. But I also couldn't stop thinking about my family and all those moments we spent together. Like, for example, going to the movies with my siblings or help my dad with his job. In that time, I knew that all those moments were a treasure for me. So, moving to the US was a shock of emotions for me. I have to learn how to manage that. And at the end, I knew I was doing the right thing because I came here in order to become an engineer, and I had to do some sacrifice. But what I will say about this life-changing experience is that this showed me how much I love my family, and it made me realize how much I appreciate them. So now that I'm here, everything is different, like the food, the people, the education, even how girls dance in the party is different. But all these changes haven't been difficult for me. As a matter of fact, I like this because I'm learning new about the American culture, and I'm also in my way to become a successful engineer. But what is difficult for me is being far away from my family. So coming here opened my heart and my mind and made me realize what I had in home. This Christmas I went to Panama and we had an amazing time there. I was 20 days, I spent the whole time with my siblings, but the day I came back to the US, in that instant the plane took off. I feel that the same way last year. I couldn't stop missing them, and I know they feel the same way about me. But what is important about all this experience is that even we are 4,000 miles away from each other, we still love and we still in contact.